Welcome back to Brittology. Today, we're going on a journey across the United Kingdom to uncover some of the most enchanting and hidden villages that many travelers often miss. These are places where time seems to slow down, where cobbled streets and old stone cottages whisper stories of centuries gone by, and where stunning landscapes frame some of the most authentic experiences you can find in the UK. So sit back as we explore the top 10 hidden villages you must visit, places that truly capture the soul of Britain. Our journey begins in the Cotswolds, a region already famous for its beauty, but tucked away here is Bibury, often described as the prettiest village in England. This village looks like something straight out of a painting, with its iconic row of weavers. Cottages at Arlington Row. Built in the 14th century, these cottages are one of the most photographed spots in the Cotswolds, yet the village still feels tranquil and untouched. Strolling along the River Colne, watching ducks glide across the water, you can really appreciate why Bibury has inspired poets and artists for centuries. Heading north to Cumbria, we find Cartmel, a tiny village on the edge of the Lake District. It might be small, but it's packed with charm. Cartmel is best known for its ancient priory and, more deliciously, for being the home of sticky toffee pudding, a dessert loved all over the UK. The narrow streets are filled with independent shops, old pubs and tea rooms, and on race days, the atmosphere comes alive at the Cartmel racecourse. Surrounded by green hills and stone cottages, Cartmel is a hidden treasure that combines history, food, and community in the most delightful way. Next, we travel to the rugged coast of Cornwall, where you'll find Portloe. This tiny fishing village is a true hidden gem, tucked between steep cliffs and overlooking the sparkling sea. With its cluster of whitewashed cottages and narrow winding lanes, Portloe feels like stepping back in time. Unlike some of Cornwall's busier seaside towns, Portloe has retained its unspoiled charm. It's the perfect place to experience traditional Cornish life, enjoy fresh seafood, or simply sit on the harbor wall and take in the peace and quiet. From Cornwall, we make our way to Dorset, where you'll discover Milton Abbas, a village unlike any other. What makes it unique is that the entire village was relocated in the 18th century by an earl who wanted to move the villagers out of sight from his grand house. Today, Milton Abbas is lined with identical thatched cottages, painted white with neatly trimmed gardens. It almost feels like a movie set, but it's very much real and lived in. The peaceful countryside surrounding, it makes it a perfect stop for anyone seeking beauty and serenity. Venturing into Wales, we find Portmeirion, a village that feels completely out of place in the best possible way. Designed in the style of an Italian coastal town, Portmeirion is colorful, eccentric, and utterly enchanting. Pastel-painted buildings, subtropical gardens, and views across the estuary make it one of the most unusual villages in the UK. It was famously the filming location for the 1960s TV show The Prisoner. But beyond that, it's a place where art and architecture come together to create pure magic. Walking through Portmeirion feels more like being on the Mediterranean than in Wales. In the Scottish Highlands, there's Plockton, a hidden jewel sitting on the shores of Loch Carron. Known as the Jewel of the Highlands, this village is surrounded by rugged hills and has a stunning waterfront lined with palm trees. Thanks to the mild climate created by the Gulf Stream, Plockton has a slower pace of life, where you can enjoy boat trips to see seals, wander along the shore, or just admire the pastel-colored cottages reflecting on the calm waters. It's a place where nature and village life blend seamlessly, offering visitors a truly tranquil experience. Back down in England, in Northumberland lies Warkworth, a charming village dominated by the ruins of a medieval castle. Overlooking the River Coquet, the castle stands as a reminder of the region's turbulent past. But today, Warkworth is all about warmth and hospitality. Its main street is filled with traditional inns, tea shops, and galleries, while the riverside offers peaceful walks. Combine that with a nearby sandy beach, and you've got a hidden gem that delivers history, scenery, and relaxation all in one. Heading over to East Anglia, the village of Lavenham in Suffolk is another must-visit. Once one of the wealthiest towns in medieval England, thanks to its booming wool trade, Lavenham is now famous for its beautifully preserved timber-framed houses. Walking through the streets feels like stepping back into the Middle Ages, with crooked buildings leaning at odd angles and colorful facades, creating a storybook atmosphere. It's often called England's best-preserved medieval village. And when you're here, It's easy to see why filmmakers often use it as a backdrop for period dramas. In Northern Ireland, we discover Cushendon, a small coastal village in County Antrim. This village is full of charm, with its whitewashed cottages, scenic harbor, and dramatic cliffs nearby. But perhaps its most famous feature is the Cushendon Caves, which gained international recognition as a filming location in Game of Thrones. Beyond its Hollywood fame, though, Cushendon is peaceful and picturesque, with a rich history influenced by Scottish settlers and stunning views of the Irish Sea. Finally, our journey takes us to the Peak District, where you'll find EAM, a village with an extraordinary story. Known as the Plague Village, EAM quarantined itself during the outbreak of the plague in the 1600s to prevent the disease from spreading to nearby towns. The bravery of its residents is remembered today with plaques in a museum that tells their story. But EAM is not just about its tragic past. It's a beautiful village with stone cottages, rolling hills, and a strong sense of community. It's a place where history and resilience meet natural beauty, making it a must-visit destination. These hidden villages, scattered across the UK, each hold their own unique character, stories, and landscapes. Whether it's the fairy tale cottages of Bibury, the coastal magic of Portlow, the Italian-inspired flair of Portmeirion, or the bravery of EAM, each one offers something unforgettable. They remind us that sometimes the most beautiful places aren't the busiest or most famous, but the ones quietly tucked away, waiting to be discovered. Thank you for joining me on this journey across Britain's hidden villages. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to subscribe. Share this video with your friends, and let us know in the comments which of these villages you'd love to visit first. Until next time, this is Brittology, signing off.